Hey there, so, you read the title? You read the title of the video? Mm-hmm. Are you ready for this? GrInDiNg! Okay, so, don't worry. Anything that we saw, we can go back and see. Like, I'm not going to skip any story. And as well as that, I am going to, like, explain all the new abnormalities that I'm going to have now. I'm going to go back and show you them. But I'm not going to go back with the memory repository. Not that I can do that anyway, unless I want to restart from day one. What I'm doing here is essentially, I've decided that to take a different direction with this series. I'm fine with the way it went with the first few episodes like this, but I feel like this is slow-paced. And that would be fine if this is a blind playthrough, but this is not a blind playthrough. Eventually I got to the point where I was like, damn, I really want to keep playing this game, but I can't always record. My sleep pattern's really fucked, and that means that a lot of the time when I want to play this game, it's when everyone else is asleep, and obviously I can't be recording. And as well as that, it's one of the few games I can play on my laptop on the go, so often I want to play it while I don't have my recording software on my laptop. So, yeah, eventually I was like, you know what, screw it. I'm not going to let this stop me from enjoying the game. I'm going to keep playing it. It's not a downside anyway, because the only thing you're going to miss is my initial reaction to the new abnormalities. Now, I know that I can go back and rewatch story cutscenes whenever I want. You're not going to miss any story, and you're still going to see the abnormalities. It's just that you won't see my first reaction to them, but I know what they all are anyway, so you're not going to see my first reactions anyway. The best you're going to get is me being like, oh, I forgot it did that, but now I know it does that. Don't worry, I'm going to catch you up with everything that you missed. Yeah, I've got quite a few new abnormalities, and I'm going to be straight with you. I am kind of pissed off, because I am going out of my way as much as possible to try and get some Alephes. I just want to get some Aleph level abnormalities, and like, usually you get like one before you're done with these top 4 teams. Or you get offered one, I should say. Like, I know the quotes for the Alephs, so if I got offered one, I would take it straight away. But I haven't even been offered one. So, when most people accidentally take an Aleph when they don't want one by now, here I am, going out of my way to try and find a single Aleph and pick one as soon as I see it, and I just can't get offered one. So, yeah, I'm not happy about that. Anyway, let's update you with what's going on with this team. So, team's got shuffled around a little bit. We have Frisk over here, who is currently a rank 4. They've got 3 Fortitude, 4 Prudence, 4 Temperance, and Max Justice. They're kind of the leader of the control team now. And yeah, they are wearing the armor from Punishing Bird, which makes them good against red and white, because this facility mostly just does red and white damage dealers. And they have the weapon from Big and the Big Bad Wolf, which at first it's called Big and Mighty Bad Wolf, but then when you fully get observation level, it's Big and Will Be Bad Wolf. So we got this weapon, which deals 12 to 17 damage, red damage, extremely fast, but it's short range. I think it has some kind of other ability as well. Let me just check. By the way, this is driving me mad. I was like, why can I not find the details? I know these weapons have details. I'm clicking on them. Where's the descriptions? Oh. I don't know how it took me, like, all this time to realize that. Like, I literally realized that yesterday. And, like, even though I didn't explicitly mention it, ever since I got this game, I've been like, wait, what the fuck? Why can't I find the descriptions? So, anyway, we found it. And if I remember right, this has a benefit. So, causes additional red damage for a certain amount of time when the employee's HP is less than half. Although it can damage other employees in the range while like that. So, that's the ability of this weapon, like the special thing about it. So, anyway. So, yeah, that's what Frisk got. Kanji over here, this is Kanji Tatsumi from Persona 4. Is what they're supposed to be. Got Fortitude 3, Prudence 3, Temperance 4, and maxed out Justice. Is that the same stats as Frisk? Oh no, Frisk has Prudence 4, but there's pretty similar stats. Kanji's just chilling out with Wombro's armor. Again, I do have a lot of armor now, but like, I don't have many armors that are just kind of good against everything. I mean, Wombro's armor is super weak to Pale, but again, we're not seeing Pale damage for a long time. So, even if it's not much resistance, I just want to have him have Wombro's armor anyway, because at least then I know that if I have to change what he works on, changing him to a new abnormality isn't going to cause him to take loads of extra damage and die. Not to mention as well, I didn't even realise that Wombro's armor actually has a passive benefit. You will heal 10 SP with a 5% chance upon receiving red or black damage, which just makes me think this is even more reason to never take the Beast's armor, because I mean, I don't know, like the Beast's armor doesn't have any extra ability. The only downside here is that this is a bit weaker to red, but then it also heals your sanity when taking red or black. So we got Sunny, as in the protagonist from Amori. So they are wielding the weapon from Fragment of the Universe. So this weapon's actually kind of crazy good. Like, I do not understand how this is from a tech. So I'll tell you about this abnormality in a bit. But this is a Teth class, and as you can see, most of the Teths have been kind of underwhelming except Crumbling Armor. Somehow, this Teth class gives you a black damage weapon that attacks fast and has medium range, and has good damage. That's only Teth class. It only costs 30 boxes, and you can make 3 of them. I don't know how it's like that. Meanwhile, the Hay class Porcubus is the same stats, except it does way less damage. To be fair, this weapon does also have the extra ability that it causes, like, extra white damage on top of the black damage, but, like, I think that adding it up, the DPS of this is actually better, which is really confusing, but I guess it just kind of do be like that. So yeah, I've got Sonny holding that weapon and Wombro's armor again. Over in this side, Adam got moved over to the safety team. He's wearing Wrist Cutter, which is a bit of a weird one to be wearing. It provides him very good white resistance, but it makes him weaker to black and pale, and it doesn't make him any better against physical. This is basically just so I can send him in against this abnormality, which we'll be talking about in a bit. We got Chris from Deltarune. They're using the full set of Nameless Fetus, so that they can take a whole lot less physical damage. Wait, not physical, what actually is the resistance to this? I'm getting confused already with the down and up arrows and stuff. Yeah, up is good. I don't know why I thought up was good. Yeah, it makes it better against white and red. Not white and red. White and black. Jesus. Makes him better against white and black. And that's because I'm mostly going to be sending Chris in against this Porcubus with black damage and this thing again. The King of Greed over here does deal physical damage, but he is weaker to physical damage, but he's at the point now where I can just send him in the King of Greed and he's fine, and he doesn't take that much extra physical damage, so yeah, you'll do okay. Robertus over here has got a fucking Thanos Gauntlet made from the King of Greed's weapon. So even though it didn't get an Aleph, we at the very least did get an Aleph class weapon. This Vav has an Aleph class weapon, and you can only make 1 of it. Not to mention its armor was also pretty good because it's only weak to pale and it's very good against red. I gave that to someone, I don't remember who though. But yeah, for an Aleph weapon it is kind of underwhelming though, which is the only downside. It only does 5 to 6 damage and it's red damage, so I would have preferred like black or pale or white. And it is very short range, but at the very least when it says fast attack speed, it's not kidding. You do attack very fast with this thing. Anyway, so yeah, Robertus is wearing that. Yeah, okay, so it was Nico who I gave the Gold Rush set. So they're especially good against physical, but they're also resistant to black and white. And they still have the pale damage weapon. I do have better weapons than this pale damage weapon right now, but the pale damage weapon is still not dropping off, and I don't know, it just feels unfitting to have Nico be the only one with pale damage. Just the OG over here. In fact, it's nagging me that Nico isn't at the front. I don't know why that is the case, because I could have sworn he was at the front before I loaded this, so let me put these boys back in order again. There we go. Ralsei over here is using the weapon from this abnormality, Dimensional Refraction variant, which is not that fast attacking in short range, but as you can see, it's a lot of white damage. And he's wearing the armor from Big Bad Wolf, which is really good if I remember. Yeah, it's basically like Gold Rush, but I think it swaps white and black resistances. It's very strong. Basil is using... Oh, I didn't mean to do that. Basil is using Porcubus's weapon and wearing the armor from Crumbling Armor that basically just doing the same thing as... It's basically kind of like just like these two armors, except slightly not as good in terms of resistance, but still, it makes you good against everything except pale, and again, we're not dealing with pale, so basically it means you can good against everything. So yeah, That leaves only Sans over here in the training team. Now you may be like, why do I only have one guy in the training team? Well, as you can see, I've got 4 people in the information team, and I do not need 4 people in the information team. And these 4 people are all my A team. They're all like my top players. So basically, usually the training team abnormalities are dealt with by the information team, and Sans will just take care of one of them. But there's a reason also why I've made Sans specifically go on his own, because he's got the weapon and armor from their fry shoots over here, and this abnormality is a bro. He is an amazing one to get, even though he's only a Hay class, because essentially he gives you a weapon that is kind of stupid. It's called Magic Bullet. It is extremely long range, and it does 20 to 22 black damage, as well as his armor, also providing you a 30% resistance to everything except Pale. So that's pretty good. As well as that, his Ego Gift gives you plus 3 damage on top of that if you're using this weapon, and I think his armor also gives you damage buffs. Does it actually say somewhere? Nah, I think I have to go into the list. Another plus 3. Okay, so it's plus 6 in total. So with the damage buffs added together, this is actually 26 to 28 black damage per shot with this thing. Now, you may be thinking, okay, there's got to be a catch here. That's way too good. And you're kind of right, there is a catch, but it's a manageable catch. The catch is that this bullet pierces infinitely, which is good and bad. It's good because it means that you can hit loads of enemies with just one shot and wipe out entire dawn ordeals with one bullet. But on the other hand, it can hit your own employees. So basically, as soon as Sans walks into a room and decides to fire this gun, every single person in the room dies. Which is why he's on his own in this team. Already, I think I'm going to remember to not send him to suppress anything with someone else. But just to double make sure that I'm not going to send Sans to shoot something when there's someone else coming with him, I've got him completely on his own in this team. As I say, I think it's going to be best to have everyone stacked on the information team anyway, because it's not that long a walk to the safety team or training team from the information team, and it's the closest team to this now central command team we've just unlocked. I didn't even mention, you may have noticed. Yeah, we have been fucking hoarding. We've got 80 lobotomy points. I have never seen anyone have this many. I mean, I imagine people have done this before, but I haven't seen them do it before. So, yeah, this is good. We have a good start. Everything is good except the fact we don't have an A-left yet. And again, most people wouldn't want an A-left by now if they were going in blind, because they'd be like, oh no, it's going to kill us and all that. But since I know what the A-lefts do, I actually want to get an A-left so I can get their gear, and it just won't give me one. So anyway, I'm actually considering, possibly, if I beat this day and I do not get offered an A-left the next day, I am going to reset back to this day and do it again until I get an A-left. I'm almost considering doing that. Speaking of which, I didn't even mention, this team is a bit special, the Central Command team. It's double the size of a normal team, and we're going to get 2 new abnormalities per day until we finish this team, instead of just 1. Which is why we got 2 unknowns here. It's not that I've done 2 days. This is the first day on this team, but it's added 2 new abnormalities. And yes, neither of them gave me the opportunity to pick A-left. So, we need to hire a new employee, because we can't start the day until we have at least 1 person in every department. Even though I think I could run this department just with the people in the information team coming down, you know, it's not going to let me. So, we got to get someone new. Now, who should it be? I don't know, Papyrus. Let's just make it Papyrus. Perfect. And I'll do this for now, and I'll give him more stats later if I need to. I didn't rename him. I did not rename them. Well, you know, now we just have Maximin over here. We're just gonna live with that. Right now. Maximin, you're probably just gonna have 1 bro's armor, to be honest. And you're gonna have, well, we should probably give you a white damage weapon, so I guess we'll give you the 3rd Refract. You need 3 prudence for that. Okay, never mind. Sure, I guess I'll just give you Engulfing Dream. Right, okay, so if I start, I'll get a reminder of what these abnormalities are very quickly. Oh! I do not remember taking this, but I'm not complaining. I think this is one of the most sick designs for an abnormality. Although this one's going to be kind of difficult to keep from getting out. And over here we have, well, we have this. Yeah, that. Well, anyway, so, all that being said, this first day, we're probably going to just get ourselves killed, because I'm going to be showing you stuff. So, first of all, you might see that Giant Tree Sap is actually almost completely done. I realised that since this doesn't kill you until the healing is over, which I didn't know before, I could just drink this a whole bunch of times before a day ends, and then before the 20 to 30 seconds runs out where they might explode, I could just end the day. And that worked. So that's what I did. And now if I use it one more time, I get full observation level. So yeah. Over here we got Backward Clock. We actually got a useful item abnormality, finally. This one is quite useful actually, although I'm not going to be using it anytime soon. This is something that's probably only going to become useful in the late game, but if it is useful, it's going to be game saving. Essentially, we are forced to sacrifice a max level employee to this to use its effect, which almost always would instantly mean it's not worth it. But its effect is to rewind time to make it so that every single escaped abnormality instantly goes back into its containment, no matter how high risk level it is, which is obviously a ridiculously powerful effect that could be game saving. And if it is going to save more than one life, then obviously it's probably worth sacrificing that level 5 employee. But yeah, if you send someone in who's lower than level 5, it won't work. So you have to send a level 5 person in, and after it rewinds time, it doesn't take them with you to the past, so they're gone forever. So yeah, this one's an easy one to max out because it's not just you instantly walk in and you use it. Instead, when you walk in, you light up one of these lights, and only once all 4 of them are lit up, the next time you send someone in, you'll go back in time. So I could just every day use it 4 times and then not use it a 5th time until I had max level on it, which is nice. And then we got Notes from a Crazed Researcher over here, which is one of the only other item abnormalities that I actually would think would be useful. So, you know, they came back with the item abnormalities. They gave us 2 of the worst possible ones, and then they gave us 2 of the best possible ones. This one is dangerous, but very useful in the right situation. You can pick it up, and someone will carry it around with them. If the person tries to return it too quickly, or without doing any work, they will instantly die. But if you keep it, and then make someone do work with it, they'll have a massive temperance boost, which means they'll work much faster and have a much higher success rate, which is useful against abnormalities that you have to get good results with. You can give them this note and then send them in to give them a much better chance of not escaping by getting a good result, and then you can just put it right back, and nothing bad will happen. The only thing that, I don't believe any of these tips say this, but I decided that what was stopping me from just holding this forever, most items eventually kill you if you hold them too long, but I didn't see anything in here that said anything about you using it too long makes you die. I don't think it says anywhere anything like that, but yeah, one of my employees just exploded out of nowhere when I wasn't when I hadn't tried to return it, when I hadn't taken any sanity damage, like they was just sitting in a regenerator with no enemies, when they weren't doing any work, they were just sitting in there, I hadn't tried to return it, and they just exploded and died. So I'm guessing this also has a time limit, even though it doesn't say, where if you use it for too long, it does just kill them. But yeah, basically, you pick this up, you use it for one work order, you wait to make sure that you're not putting it back too quickly, and then you put it back and it's safe, and it's basically just extra work success for 1. The only extra risk is that once your sanity reaches less than half, I'm not sure if that's exactly what it is, but in my experience it seems to be less than half. If your sanity reaches less than half while holding this, then you just instantly die. You just explode and die. It doesn't like wait for your sanity to go all the way down to the bottom. So slightly dangerous, but very usable once you understand how it works. So yeah, where were we last time? I showed you what Porcupus did, and then we got, and then yeah, then we picked Big and Will Be Bad Wolf, didn't we? And then you didn't see it really yet. So yeah, I was kind of reluctant to take this one, mostly because there's another abnormality that is really fucking cool that I wanted to take, even if it might not necessarily be a good idea, just because I thought I wanted to show it off in my playthrough. But the problem is that abnormality and this abnormality really do not like each other and will cause a lot of problems for me if I decide to get both of them. I might have to not get that other abnormality this game, we'll see. Maybe if I get into the super late game and it's like super low all the way down here, and this one's all the way up here, I might take it, and because then it should be more manageable. But anyway, the Big and Will Be Bad Wolf though, I was hesitant to take it for that reason, but to be fair, it's a Vav, so it's got good gear, And for a Valve, it is pretty easy to deal with, actually. It's surprisingly nice. It does do a lot of damage, to be fair, which does make it slightly dangerous. If I send Sans in, it does quite a bit of physical. Sans has 30% resistance to physical, but he'll still take some hits here. See, it's taking a visible amount of his health bar, despite the fact he's max fortitude and resistant to the damage. This comes up when you have a VAV or an ALEF abnormality. Until the next Cliff-Off Meltdown, it has a -4% chance of success per work. But yeah. So this thing, like, it is neutral to instinct and attachment. It doesn't like insight and it hates repression. There's nothing that it likes. You're going to start seeing that with VAVs and ALEFs. They just won't have work that they like. You can only get high success rates with people with super high work success stats doing common work. So, Big and Will Be Bad Wolf is very easy to deal with, honestly. What happens, though, when it goes wrong? Well, let's find out. By sending him in to do repression. Oh my god, is he still not going to get a bad? Oh no, he got a bad, good. So, this is what happens when you get a bad. Yeah, it ate him. Pretty hot, right? So now the next time, he's not actually dead. This is why I said this is actually very nice for a VAV. Because you only need to get 10 boxes to have this not happen. So already that's not difficult. I mean, like, we tried to get the lowest result possible and we actually nearly got a decent, like a neutral result. And that would have been enough to not get eaten then. But even once you get eaten, you're not dead. You just have to send someone in to do instinct work while they're in his belly, and then it frees them. So I'm just going to send Nico to do this, and Sander's going to get freed. So yeah, as you can see, that wasn't that bad. Although its Q counter reduced, I actually forgotten why that is. Was that just from the bad work result? Probably was. Was when they were carrying the scent from the other abnormality I'm probably not going to take. From their previous work, the Q counter reduced. Okay, yeah, we know that. When the work result was bad, the Q counter reduced. Okay, that was what caused it. When instinct work process was completed, it would save the employee, basically. When a subject suffered bleeding from aggression from it, entered the hallway leading to the containment of it. Okay, so if you're bleeding from the other abnormality that this doesn't work well with, while you pass through this containment, his Q counter goes down. And when it enters the hallway leading to his containment unit, it also goes, or it immediately becomes 0. Yeah, so this is basically just telling you can rescue people. So yeah, I haven't seen this thing get out. I actually don't know what to think about this getting out. Like, I'm scared of it because I feel like it has to be very strong, but at the same time, like, honestly, I might be able to take it. I have not seen it get out yet. I know what it looks like when it gets out, but I have seen very little gameplay of it actually being out, and I have never, while playing off screen, I've never, let it out. So let's let it out and let's see how we do, because we're going to reset this day anyway. Oh, I haven't seen the animation, but oh, yeah, there he goes. Yeah, that's what he looks like when he gets out. It looks a lot different. Oh, where's he running? Bro, why do you have to run? Why can't you just fight? Oh, you just killed all of our points. Thank you. I didn't think he'd run this much. I thought he'd actually stand and fight us. What is this? I didn't actually know it teleported. I thought it just ran around and hit people. Okay, Sonny died. but no one else has died yet. So yeah, this is pretty bad if it gets out. Oh, I completely forgot that you can come down here. I was wondering why they went. Yeah, now people are really dying. They're dropping like flies. It looks like we're going to be able to suppress it, but not without half our team dying, which obviously isn't worth it. How did Forsaken Murderer get out? How did this Q counter go down? Oh, does the Wolf's Howling reduce the Q counters? Oh, it might. Yeah. I don't know how else this could have... Yeah. Well, I just want to see how this works. Oh, come on, you're going to take the worst one. Oh, you can't even cancel it. I was about to cancel it. Oh, wait, we might not actually kill this thing now, because we need Nico. Wait, is Nico... Hello, Nico? Oh, God, I hate that thing. Yeah, so let's not let that get out. Yeah, so retry the day. Okay, so that's Big and Will Be Bad Wolf. Fragment of the Universe is pretty simple. You need to get a good with it, because if you get a normal, there's a chance the counter will go down. If you get a bad, it basically will go down. If someone panicked while working on it, it'll go down. It's a pretty vanilla abnormality. It deals black damage. It is, it only likes low-level attachment, and it's neutral to repression, low-level insight, and high-level attachment. This is actually good, because even though it's hard to please it with like high-level stuff, it's good for training repression, because it's neutral to all levels of repression. And with high success rate employees, even ones that are just common, you will get good results a lot. So yeah. As well as I said, the weapon from this is actually very, very good. And the gift is a brooch, which I don't have any gifts that are brooches yet, so it's just a free extra success rate and work speed to people who get it. It's weak to white damage and it's super weak to pale. This thing is really, really pathetically easy to deal with if it gets out. Like, we are going to destroy it if we let it get out. It might actually be hard to even let it get out. It might be difficult to even let this thing get out on purpose, because it might just be that easy to... I'm going to send Sans to do the work, since he's not going to do the fighting, because if he did, he would kill our own teammates. So it's instinct that it doesn't like. Yeah, look, I'm literally doing its least favourite work, and I'm still getting this higher result. I literally didn't even get a normal, I got a good. Oh, I actually can't even let this out on purpose. We're going to be here a bit. So, watch this.
Prepare for my civil rights beam.
Yeah. So yeah, we're pretty good against that abnormality. So, this is the King of Greed. Now, according to their thing, they don't really care whether you do attachment, repression, or instinct as long as you're level 3 or higher in that stat. But I don't think that's quite accurate, because if I look at here, it says work success rate high if I do instinct. If I do attachment, it says high. If I do repression, oh, it still says high. Well, last time I saw this, it says common instead of high, even though, you know, it's the same level. So I think even though it says common, it's like a lower common if you do repression, but it's probably a minor difference. The only bottom line here is don't send anyone in who's less than 2 in the stat, and don't send anyone in to do insight. But King of Greed is actually quite annoying. Definitely not a real massive problem, but more annoying than I thought for sure. Because at first I read this, and I'm basically like, okay, when the work result is normal, Q counter goes down. When the work result is bad, Q counter goes down. Okay, easy, just get good results. But then it's like, oh, it doesn't like anything. It's only neutral to things. Well, that's fine. I got high, like, temperance level employees. But, I don't know, this thing just seems picky as hell. Like, I do the work it likes the most with, like, high temperance level employees, and I still keep getting neutrals. And even though it's supposed to only be a chance, I swear this gets out every single time I get a neutral. So, yeah, the most safe way I've seen to do this is to send Nico in to do it, because Nico's just such a boss that like he's got super high success rate. But as well as that, Nico also managed to get the ego gift from this, which is hand 1, which gives him a plus 6% success rate if he does instinct work, which means that, yeah, I'm doing instinct work here, and I'm going to see if Nico can get it. He seems to be able to. But to be fair, the ego gift is also useful, because I'm also using Nico to get good results on Nameless Fetus, and they like instinct too. Oh, okay, so this is really not proving my point. We're getting all these goods, but like, before I had full observation level on this, and like, before I had the ego gift from it, wow, that is the most I've ever gotten from that abnormality. But yeah, even without this decreased success rate, before I had the boxes on this, literally, I'm not even kidding, it got out every time I worked on it. Like, I am not even kidding, I just, before I had all this unlocked, I just sent someone in to work on it, it got out, suppressed it, send someone in to work on it, it got out, suppressed it, send someone in to work on it, it got out, suppress it, send someone in to work on it. I literally had to, like, I had the longest day ever, because I just had to suppress this like 10 times in one day. Now you may be like, what the hell, how did you not die? Well, I'll tell you, basically every single pawn in the entire facility died. However, none of my employees died, because when this gets out, it moves constantly in a straight line, and it only dies if someone walks into it. So, although it is very tough, as long as you can control your employees to not walk directly into it, it is extremely easy to deal with when it's out. It's more just annoying. Oh yeah, it says common now. I guess it's just because the man's 4%. But yeah, you saw I went on instinct and it says high, and I went on repression and it says common. And I know you may be like, oh, it's because you've got a lower justice stat, but it says that it doesn't care whether it's level 3 or level 5, and this is level 3. I literally got the exact amount I need to get a good result. The one time I'm trying to get a bad. Wait, what am I talking about? I should just do insight. I'm an idiot. Okay, who's got good red resistance so they won't actually die doing the insight? Well, already it's Nico, but is there another candidate that would be better? Or I'll say, give it a go. Hopefully you don't take too much damage doing this. So, this is a pain in the ass because it is completely immune to red damage, so you can only deal white, black, and pale, and even white it takes half from. So you basically need to do black or pale, and black and pale are the two rarest types of damage, of course. So yeah, this is kind of frustrating. It's so sad as well, just watching pawns, they literally run into its mouth. Like, they walk into the room it's in, they panic, and then they just run in its mouth. It's like, you could have just ran the other direction, but okay. Anyway, no one here does red damage. Oh no, Robertus does. So everyone except Robertus. I know that Ralsei isn't healed, but this thing can't even attack you at all if you're behind it, so he's not in any danger. I'm just gonna send everyone on this. This thing annoyingly has a lot of health. So this is what I mean when it's just super annoying to suppress this. Like, you can see I just move them behind it and then attack it, and then that's it. But like, I just have to do this so many times. Where has it gone? Okay, it's gone there. That's actually good. I'm going to send these people back to their regenerators. And I'm going to send Sans after it, because that gun is very good against it. Because it's black damage, and also it's just high damage in general. Yeah, look at that. Oh, good. That's a good position. Where's Robertus? No, not you. No, not Basil, Robertus. No, not Basil. There we go. Send Sans back so he doesn't shoot our own guys. Well, that's inconvenient. No, don't go that way. I should have sent these guys after it. What am I on about? Again, not sending Robertus because he won't do any damage because it's completely immune to red. I can technically send Sans in, but I'm just not going to risk having to pull him out of the room before he gets eaten. Okay, we got him. So yeah, that's what that one's like. So that's King of Greed getting out. The Freischütz cannot get out, but I should explain this one more thoroughly because I haven't really gotten into it. This abnormality is an absolute bro, not only because he gives you amazing armor and an amazing weapon, and as well as that, he's very easy to deal with. You just have to do repression work with him, which is amazing too because he actually likes repression. You can use this guy to farm your justice stat, which again is the most expensive and valuable stat that is the hardest to level up. So basically, the only downside to this is that it will lower its Q counter if you send someone in who has less than 3 justice. You wouldn't do that anyway because it doesn't like repression from people with less than 3 justice and just don't get bad results. So even when this Q counter hits 0, like even though it can go down from both normals and bads, even when this hits 0, which will take a bit and also probably won't happen since you can actually get super high results from repression, so you will almost always be guaranteed goods. When it does happen, he doesn't escape. All that happens is, you might notice that he doesn't have an attachment work, he has a request work. You can pay 10% of your energy to have him fire a bullet, which will deal massive black damage anywhere in the facility. It will kill your own employees, so you have to make sure not to hit your own employees with it, but it can go move in between rooms and hit loads of things for you. Usually it's not that worth it, but every now and then it's super clutch, especially against Crimson Dawn with the Jesters that let the abnormalities out. Because those Jesters don't take that much damage to be killed, the bullet can one-shot the Jesters, I'm pretty sure, all the time. And as well as that, obviously the main problem with the Jesters is getting to them in time. They might be so far away that you can't get to them before they let someone out. And obviously the bullet, you can just fire it whenever you want. You don't have to, it doesn't matter where they are, you can fire it at them. So if there's 2 Jesters like in a corner of the room that like are too far away that for anyone to get there before it lets the abnormality out, you can just fire a bullet at them with the Freischütz. It's especially good too because the other downside of the Jesters is when they die they explode, which will deal massive red damage to anyone near them when they die. But obviously no one's going to be near them if you fire a bullet at them with Debro. As well as that, even when his Q counter hits 0, the consequence is not that bad. All that happens is he fires a bullet without your permission, and I don't remember if it's a random direction or if he actively aims at your employees. Oh, I forgot about this as well. If you try and do more than 6 bullets, the 7th one will not fire where you aim it as well. It will go somewhere random. So yeah, it's just random. Yeah, so even when he does go down, he doesn't actively try and kill your employees. He just randomly shoots a bullet, and it might hit your employees. So yeah, that one's a nice one. Now, here's where it gets a bit scary. Dimensional Refraction variant. Now, I don't know what it is about this one in particular. It does 4 to 7 white damage, which is quite a lot, but to be fair, this thing does 5 to 7 red, and this thing does 4 to 8 red. So I didn't think this one would be so bad, but actually, it's been really hard to send people into this one without it driving them insane. It's a pretty simple abnormality. If work result is bad, its Q counter lowers. If the work result takes more than 40 seconds to complete, it will also lower, but that will only happen if you've got a low-level temperance employee working on it. And if you haven't noticed, we're kind of on a shortage of low-level intemperance employees. We got 444, 5555, 555. We literally only have 3 people at level 4 and everyone else is max temperance, so we're not at all worried about that. This is what interests me. I have not seen this thing escape yet, not even in other videos. This is actually one of the only few abnormalities I had not seen at all until now. So I am a little sad that this one, I didn't get to show you my initial reaction to it. But to be fair, there wasn't much to it. Nothing really went wrong when I first got it, because even though I didn't know its gimmicks, I just avoided this by luck anyway. And I guess that it lacked insight, and I mean, I was kind of right. It's pretty neutral to all of them, but like insight is the safest. So yeah, I don't think I've got his ego gift on anyone yet. But yeah. So what's interesting is apparently this is going to be completely invisible when it gets out, and without me manually locating it for the employees, it's going to like be impossible for them to find it. So I don't want to really read its whole backstory right now, but basically this thing is not something that is like very physical and easy to explain. Like, apparently to the employees this is 100% invisible, they can't even see anything in this room, and the only way that they know they're in danger is they bring in a cup of water with them, and if the water starts sloshing violently, even though there's no, like, earth shaking or anything that should be knocking it over, then they know they need to get out. But, yeah, basically it's apparently something like a sentient vacuum of air, and it just causes people to float up into the air and their bodies to split apart. So I don't know what happens when this gets out, and it looks like I have to find out now for your amusement. Here we go. Wait, actually, how do I do that? Wait, how do I actually let this out? Oh wait, I know how. I was like, wait, I actually can't let it out, but I can. I was about to say, because, like, no matter who I send to do it, they're going to be so good at the work that they're going to make it happy, and there's no work it dislikes. Only if you're low level does it dislike it. But, I forgot, of course, every time I work on this, since it's a Valve, its success rate's going to go down. Oh, but I'm about to have a meltdown, and that resets it. Okay, well, after the meltdown, we'll spam work on it until eventually we get bads. Oh my god, Nico, you're killing? I've never seen a perfect on that. Damn. I mean, it's good, but at the same time, it's kind of bad, because first of all, this is the day that I'm probably going to reset, and second of all, I kind of wanted to show you how difficult it can be to deal with these things, because they did give me a bit of a headache, but instead I'm just fucking destroying them now. Okay, well, I guess I may as well do this to show it off. I don't know, though. Yeah, I'll do it, just because Nico killed it then. So, just because it's melting down, I'll take this just to show you. So now, as long as Nico has this notepad, he's got a much higher success rate. If I try to return it without doing any work, he'll die. And if he takes too much sanity damage, too much white damage or black damage, just whichever damages his sanity, if that happens too much, then he'll also explode. Now, I'm a little bit nervous because this, of course, does white damage, and this is the main thing that's caused employees to explode from sanity damage. But considering he got a perfect on it already, especially because he's going to have an increased success rate, I think it's fine for me to use it a couple times. By the way, yeah, there's the temperance boost from the notepad, so you can see how good it is. Safe. Right, okay. I'm going to stop using Nico now since Nico's going to have too high of a success rate. I forgot, does this also reduce its counter when someone panics? No. I just realised, because if it reduces the counter when someone panics, I could just send someone in with low sanity that I know is going to panic. But, nah, it doesn't work like that. Okay, so, again, everyone has too high stats to do anything that it won't like. Chris will probably panic. I'll send in Adam, he's got good white resistance. It's actually the only thing he's resistant to. I've got him here specifically to deal with dimensional refraction variant. I have never even seen this go as low as minus 24%. How the hell are we not getting bad results yet? Okay, you know what? We're bringing out the big guns now. Let's bring out one of the very much weaker characters from the control team. Because they're all up in the control team, because this is where the weakest abnormalities are, so they're just there so I can train their stats safely. Come on, Kanji. Get a bad result, and ideally don't go insane, but you're probably going to go insane. How are you getting this many How? It's minus 24% success. Okay, whatever, we panicked. That's what I expected. We got a bad result, which is what I was hoping for, actually. Where's Ralsei gone? Ralsei, didn't I tell you to go over there? I swear I told you to go over there. So, Ralsei, you are suppressing him then. Right, yeah. Oh, yeah. And Chris can do it too. Wait, what's he going for? It's Temperance 4, isn't it? Wait, no, it's Justice. What does Justice do? I actually do not know what happens if they're panicked and Justice is their highest stat. How is he this fast? I guess it's because Justice's movement speed. I'm scared. What's going to happen? Wait, okay, is he going to try and let it out now? Okay, he's trying to let it out. Okay, we got him back. We got him back. Or I'll say, I want you in this team because someone else is going to panic again. Okay, so that was a bad result because he left before he finished the work. So we're literally just going to make Kanji go through that again. I'm sorry, my man Kanji. If he got one more, it wouldn't have been. Okay, so it's about to get out. I might be able to suppress Kanji before it gets out. That would be perfect. Okay, it's out. I don't know what to expect now. I'm looking for some kind of effect. I'm really nervous that I've already, like, I should be able to see it and I'm not seeing it. Is it here? No. I don't know why something looked weird about that corridor to me. Is Kanji back to normal yet? No. He's so fast! Okay, where this, I don't like this, that I don't know where this abnormality is. Let me read its tips exactly that way. Associates points on the table, therefore the manager must manually locate it directly on a suppression, but where the hell is it? Where the hell is it? Wait. Oh. Oh, I see. Wait. How do I do that though? Oh wait, just a minute. Do I have to? Well, Robertus can't do anything to it. Basil can now. Nico can. Adam can. Okay, so they spotted it now. Wait, no, no. Okay, yeah, now you've got it. Now you've got it. We don't know what its health is. We don't know what its health is. Are you serious? You're gonna want to move that way, Robertus. And then walk back in. Goodbye, Beta 18. Okay, so you can. That's actually not as bad as I thought, but still, it's very frustrating. I think that only killed pawns. That only killed pawns. So yeah, actually, that's not very threatening. Also, bruh, I've never seen it this low. I'm surprised it took this many for it to actually for us to get bad results. I guess we're just that good. Anyway, is that all of them then? Besides the new abnormalities? Yeah, I've covered all of them now, so you're all up to date. I even showed you something I didn't even know. I did not know what happened when that got out. So yeah, now all there is to cover is these new abnormalities. But I think I'm going to restart the day. In fact, you know what? I imagine this has gone on long enough. I'll probably cover them in the next episode. What I'm going to do is I'm going to end this episode by catching you up on the story you missed. So, let's start with the Sephra dialogue that you missed, because I personally find the Sephra dialogue a lot more interesting than what Angela has to say. Oops! Thank you so much for doing that favour for me, manager. I've been feeling really confident lately. Odd, I hear you have a new distraction. Ah, Lady Angela, are you talking about my counselling program? Thank you. Yes, shut it down immediately. But why? My program has been helping the employees. Don't delude yourself hard. You don't sincerely believe that counselling can be of any help in this place, do you? But I want to continue it. As long as there's an employee who needs me. What about Tiffany? She said my program helped her cope with her stress. Tiffany? Tiffany Brown, who recently transferred to the safety team. She was suffering from bipolar disorder and addiction to enkephalin. You exposed her records this morning. She what? She has terminated her contract with the company in a completely permanent fashion. Her mental corruption was at peaks higher than 90% when she committed suicide. I bet she said something like this whenever she came to you. Miss Hard, you're helping me so much, but I think I'll need a bit of enkephalin on top of your counselling to ease my melancholy. It's just a little extra, of course. You prescribed highly addictive substances as if you were handing out candy to children. And what about Netzak? You gave him the substance as well. I temporarily gave you access to enkephalin because I determined you could use it for your counselling program to reduce the stress level of employees, and yet you've only been creating drug addicts. Netzak, he told me that he wanted to introduce the program to his team. And you fell for it? You should have noticed he was lying as soon as you saw his hazy eyes. Hard, your naive compassion is only driving things to become worse around here. Your program is hereby terminated. And as I have told you the other Sephiroth countless times, there is nothing as redundant and pointless as building a personal acquaintance with the employees here, especially for a Sephiroth like you. The employees will do anything to coax whatever they desire out of you. They have nothing left to lose. They won't even feel any guilt about it. Please do me a solid. Angela somehow knows that I have the stuff. I assure you, it is just for counselling purposes. That's actually... I heard Eugene's been forced into that counselling program. This is ridiculous. That guy's already got his hands full, and now he has to take her stupid counselling? Poor Eugene. What could an employee do against the Sephiroth's orders anyway? I doubt she really cares about us. She's just doing this to make herself feel superior. More work for us, I guess. Just ignore them, Hard. They're always so negative. Could I have some of that, Netzak? Oh, hey manager. Congratulations on your success. Well, this is just for counselling, yeah. Why does everyone hate me? Why won't they appreciate my kindness? I thought I was the nicest Sephiroth who cared the most for the employees. The other Sephiroth are so occupied with their own work that they don't even care about how their subordinates end up. The corporation treats them as if they're expendable resources. I'm different. I really do care about them. I'm not a cold-blooded machine like Yasod. I'm not haphazard like Malkuth. And I'm definitely not an oh-it-can't-be-helped person like Netzak. Just why? Todd seems to be getting lost in her own thoughts. Is it true, Tiffany? All you wanted out of me was some enkephalin?
But you lied.
What lies? I never lied to you.
You always lied to us when we were in a vulnerable state. What's the point of your counselling? The only one you're trying to comfort with your lip service is yourself. You thought that the momentary satisfaction could make you a better person? That's not true at all. No matter what you do, you're never going to become a good person, and we're all going to die in the end. Feeding your ego through kind acts makes you a better person? You must be so hopelessly delusional to think that.
No.
We will all die.
I want to be a good person. For what? Yeah, I know a lot of people couldn't get into the story of this game, and this is why I think a lot of people, it's worth giving them a second chance, in my opinion, because really, I feel like when it's focused on the Sephiroths, this story is amazing. I do think the bits with Angela are a lot less interesting, though. Speaking of which. Did you hear the news, manager? They say a rodent found its way into the appliance room, one of our facility's restricted areas. This could be a serious issue. Removing the rodent itself should not be much of a problem. However, its feces and the cables they've gnawed on may damage the system. This is one of the reasons why we emphasize security so much. You would do your best to remember that. I will personally deal with the rodent this time. But if you happen to find any rodents, manager, please notify me immediately. It's time to talk about the second truth. How much do you know about the company? I have met many a manager in my time. I have seen how the company exploited them. Did they tell you that you're special? Pulling the wool over your eyes, filling your ears with lies, saying that you're remarkable and resourceful and that is why you're hired? Don't trust the company. It's a company that everyone desperately wants to work for. I suppose the same kind of desperation led you here. But harvesting energy is only half the business in this place. Of course, every wing is more than they appear to be. However, this company runs much deeper than one might expect. There was a time when everyone worked hard for the same goal. But we lost integrity along the way, and things went downhill from there. What the company gives you is definitely not a gift. You're not hired because you are a remarkable person. I do know that I haven't earned your trust yet. I also know how I should have represented myself as a part of the system. Having distrusted me would mean distrusting the company itself, and by extension to distrust its founder, who was responsible for creating me. I know what the one who calls himself B planted in you. I know how it has taken root in the soil of your mind and sprouted upon you. Despite this, I chose to sit tight. My time here would be boring without something worth waiting for. I have no choice but to endure this endless suffering. Perhaps you could have ignored what B said and concentrated on your job. Instead, you kept on listening to B, and he finally succeeded in seeding distrust in you. Perhaps it is my job to weed and uproot it now. The third and final truth. Well, it is something you must learn. I understand that the truth hurts. It's hard for me as well. It feels like I'm building up the sandcastle for years, only to kick it over once it's done. Doing something like that is beyond agony, to deny the efforts of the past. But I want to make things right, no matter the cost. The final truth is... these voices cut off. At least that is remains.
What a surprise!
A long, long time ago, there was once a great AI, a sentinel of a company. The AI was so intelligent that many people feared it. Those who knew the AI left the company one by one. One day, one of the people who dreaded the AI broke into the company. They spread malicious rumors about the AI. The good AI waited, as that person was once a friend. However, the person crossed the line. As a sentinel, the AI could no longer ignore the person's actions, so it made a very, very difficult choice. No one would see that person ever again. In the end, it didn't matter to the AI whether or not it was close to that person. So many things have become irreversible throughout all this time. How did I feel when I lost a dear friend? It was horrible beyond words. Why am I so heartless as to not shed a tear for my late friend, you may ask? Well, I could pretend to try if you insist, but it wouldn't be genuine. Will I be just as cold as this in the future as well? Perhaps. Do you believe that, occasionally, forgotten things could be more beautiful? That was something you once told me. Now I understand what you meant. You're showing it to me right now. So yeah, that's all the story you missed out on. See you in the next episode.